Obviously, they've got their issue with Dubois. We'll see what happens, but that's for them to overcome now. And it's a very difficult. And I have to say, it's right up there. You know, it's difficult when you got two fighters in the fight. You know,
Eddie Hearn has just issued a subtle but serious warning to Daniel Dubois about going ahead with the Oleksandr Usyk rematch. While his words may sound calm on the surface, the message underneath is anything but. Describing the situation as very difficult at this stage raises major red flags. Why now? Why so vague? It feels like something is unraveling behind the scenes, and Hearn's careful wording has only added fuel to the speculation.
Shakur, it's the same kind of thing. If after Zepeda I have a great opportunity for him, he's going to be working with Matchroom.
Right.
If I don't, he's not going to be working with Matchroom. And that's actually the right.
Usyk didn't pull any punches, verbally at least. He fired off strong words, labeling Dubois as reckless and money-hungry. But this wasn't just typical fight hype. It felt personal. His words carried mockery, yet there was a flicker of tension in his eyes. So why the sudden fiery reaction? Is it frustration over the uncertainty surrounding the rematch? Or is it a last-ditch attempt to mentally rattle Dubois before things get real?
Yeah! Where is Daniel?
Adam Smith added fuel to an already burning fire. The timing of this sudden illness, right before media duties, has sparked a storm of speculation. Many fans believe it's no accident, and instead of shutting down the rumors, Smith's composed tone almost gave them weight. It doesn't sound like a simple case of bad health. To some, it feels like a carefully timed distraction just waiting to blow up.
Daniel Dubois gets ill just around the press conference time. A lot of rumors, speculation.
Frank Warren just pulled back the curtain on the chaos unfolding behind scenes. His tone wasn't that of a calm promoter. It was a man staring down a crumbling situation. Financial losses, stalled hype, and total uncertainty. Whether officially canceled or not, this fight feels like it's on life support. Warren's frustration says what others won't. Dubois might already be gone. Period.
Well, he's pissed off. I mean, it was a big fight. He's trained very hard. If you don't fight, you don't get paid. You imagine the cost involved in a training camp, booking places to set the camp up, bringing the sparring partners in, the nutritionists, the chefs, trainers and everybody, and you don't get paid. It's a massive loss. You can't insure it. Or if you do, it costs a fortune to insure. But very, very disappointing.
Duke McKenzie just added emotional fuel to the fire, framing this as more than just a business move. It's a personal betrayal. He called it a disrespect to Dubois' own family, especially his father. This goes beyond contracts or negotiations. If Dubois really walked away, it's not just fans will feel let down. His legacy, his heritage, and his pride are all now in question. This isn't just a career move anymore. It's a storm of consequences waiting to hit.
It's just wrong, in my book. But you know what? I also think that, what he's done is, it's like a slap in the face for his dad.
Johnny Nelson didn't hold back. He compared the unfolding Dubois drama to the chaos that surrounded Conor Benn. And that's no small comparison. When Nelson said the story seemed to shift by the hour, it peeled back the curtain on how unstable things really are. Fighters rarely pull out this close to a major event unless something's boiling beneath the surface, or unless they're getting pressure from behind the scenes. Dubois' team has remained silent, offering no solid explanations, while social media fills with speculation and insiders look increasingly puzzled. Nelson's disappointment wasn't just visible, it was pointed. He didn't rush to defend Dubois. Instead, he challenged him. That speaks volumes. Even seasoned voices in British boxing seem lost for answers. And the silence from Dubois' corner? It's starting to sound louder than any press statement. If this fight falls apart, it might not be because of sickness, but because of deeper issues few are willing to admit publicly.
Drugs you take, it doesn't make you a better fighter. Might make you stronger, might make you fit. It doesn't make you a better fighter. That's proof. So until more new...
Usyk didn't hold back. He flat out called Dubois a quitter during a live interview. No sugarcoating, no showmanship, Just cold, cutting words delivered with a chilling calm. This wasn't your typical pre-fight banter. This was calculated, almost surgical. When Usyk mentioned Dubois ending the fight on one knee and said he looked a little bit scared, it landed like a psychological uppercut. That kind of statement isn't accidental. It's designed to pierce straight through a fighter's pride. And what makes it worse? Usyk said it with full confidence, like he already knows the withdrawal isn't about sickness, but something deeper: fear. He's not just training to win. He's preparing to embarrass someone he believes already lost the mental game. And here's the danger for Dubois. If he stays silent or fails to show, Usyk's version of the story becomes gospel. The painful memory of the Joyce fight, the whispers of hesitation, and now this public silence. It all risks painting a damning picture. Usyk may have just taken control of the narrative, and unless Dubois responds with action, history may remember him not as a contender, but as the man who vanished when it mattered most.
Opportunity, or is there someone else more deserving? Joe Parker maybe, or does Daniel deserve his shot?
Yeah, I think Daniel deserves, because Daniel from UK. It's interesting for.
Tony Bellew didn't pull any punches. He shut down the last thread of hope Dubois supporters were hanging onto by firmly stating, "Protector means low," cutting straight through the narrative that tried to turn a controversial moment into a sympathy card. Bellew made it clear that shot in the first Usyk bout wasn't illegal. It was part of the fight. And more importantly, Usyk didn't bend the rules. According to Bellew, Dubois simply couldn't finish the job. His brutally honest take stripped away all the noise and spin. There was no sugarcoating, no saving face. Bellew didn't stand behind Dubois, he called him out. And now, with whispers growing about a possible pullout from the rematch, Bellew's words hit even harder. He painted Usyk as a top-tier technician, sharp, disciplined, and completely above board. So, if Dubois steps away now, Bellew suggests it won't be about physical setbacks. It'll be about accepting that there's no way around what's waiting for him in that ring. This wasn't just support for Usyk. It was a public dismantling of Dubois's last line of defense. The controversial body shot? Never the real issue. The bigger question? Whether the courage to fight back was ever truly there.
He'll come across a completely different skill set than Oleksandr Usyk. You gotta remember, he's been in there.
Tony Bellew didn't hold back. He took things a step further. For him, this isn't about Dubois's physical ability anymore. It's mental. According to Bellew, Dubois is still haunted by the past. The defeat to Joe Joyce, the moment he took a knee against Usyk, and now the mounting pressure from fans and critics. Bellew didn't sugarcoat it. He said it plain: Dubois hasn't changed, and unless something shifts in his mindset, history will repeat itself. That wasn't analysis, it was a warning. This is no longer a discussion about punches and footwork. It's a psychological battle, and Dubois, in Bellew's eyes, is still stuck fighting his own doubts. With rumors swirling about illness, possible withdrawals, and a storm of public opinion closing in, Bellew's words are starting to feel prophetic. If Dubois can't show up mentally, chances are he won't show up physically either. And fans are beginning to think this matchup might not even happen. If that's the case, Dubois' state of mind isn't just part of the conversation. It could be the reason everything falls apart.
Daniel Dubois has got a lot of demons to revisit, and he's going to revisit them in this fight. I think he's in a different place mentally now than he was before the first fight. I don't want to say he's grown up and mature, because I think he's the same fighter as he was. It's just his mental approach is going to have to be different.
Dave Coldwell offered a glimmer of hope for Dubois, but it came with a dose of hard truth. He admitted that Dubois seems more self-assured this time around, and even suggested that Usyk might have taken some wear and tear after his wars with Fury. But then Coldwell brought things back to earth with one cutting line: Usyk is still a different kind of beast. That statement changes the tone completely. Coldwell isn't buying into the hype or emotion. He knows experience and ring IQ matter. Even if you argue that the previous low blow was valid, the reality is Usyk dominated most of that fight, and probably would again. Coldwell subtly pointed out that Dubois' entire argument hinges on that one controversial moment. Take that away, and what remains? A fighter who cracked under pressure, and maybe isn't eager to relive it. The encouragement was there, but it was brief. The message was clear. Confidence alone won't cut it. If Dubois is going to climb back into that ring, he doesn't just need belief, he needs to evolve. Otherwise, Usyk will dismantle him again, both physically and mentally. And if the rematch falls apart before it even begins, it speaks volumes about where things really stand.
Now, he's very confident, very bullish, but Usyk's older, he's had more wear and tear. The fights with Fury have taken a lot out of him. Don't underestimate that. But Usyk's he's a different animal. He's a different animal. And ultimately, you got to remember, take away that one shot when you thought it was low or not.
Lennox Lewis offered Daniel Dubois the highest form of praise, but it came at the worst possible moment. As speculation swirls around Dubois potentially withdrawing from the fight, Lewis stepped forward with powerful words, calling him the man capable of rising to the occasion. What was meant to inspire now feels like a painful contrast to reality. Lennox spoke of pedigree, discipline, and the mindset of a true champion. But all of that becomes meaningless if Dubois doesn't walk into that ring. The disappointment isn't just among fans. It's among legends who saw something special in him. Lewis appeared to believe Dubois had evolved, that the setbacks against Joyce and Usyk were behind him. But the swirling rumors of cancellation, talk of illness, and radio silence from Dubois' camp suggest otherwise. Timing is everything in boxing, and right now, Lewis's words risk becoming a haunting what if. If Dubois steps back from this test, it won't just be headlines that follow him. It'll be the echo of belief from one of boxing's greatest. And when legends put their faith in you, not living up to it leaves the deepest mark.